We are back. Tried to start the car up. Injector's leaking. That seems to be a big issue with these. Whenever we go to fire them up, we seem to always have a couple injectors leak. All right, so got to looking. These rails was too tight pushed down. I'm not saying that's why it was leaking, but it wasn't helping. You should be able to turn the injectors like that whenever they're in there. Couldn't turn them, so they was clamped down on there a little too tight. But anyways, I give Glenn a bunch of hell about that, but it'll be all right. Still won't start, and I finally figured out why. But let's see if y'all can figure out why. All right, went through, done the wizard, checked everything. Everything's hooked up. This thing will not start. It popped once, and that was it. All right. So, I think I know why it won't start, but let's see if you or Glenn can figure it out. I'm not gonna fix it until he gets down here, and let's see if he can figure it out. We went through this once before. I'm gonna give you a little hint. With a S10 truck. I think it was S10. Glenn had took apart the cool packs to clean them and put the harness on backwards. So there's your hint. All right, these are remote mount cools. They're just mounted over there. You know, nothing's different, is it? So when he gets down here, I'll record it and see if he can figure it out. Let me show you all this too. Got the throttle cable in. Let me show you how that ended up working. I'm thinking we kept this throttle pedal out of a Blazer, I believe. Had to do some bending on it to clear the tunnel, but there it is up in the firewall coming through. It worked out pretty good. 3 bolts holding on. Whenever you tear apart a car or something, always keep in mind that you might be able to use some stuff. We got to plug that hole. That's where the old fuel pedal went through. So, but the Holland all set up and fuel pump is priming. There's no leaks, so it's just a matter of figuring out why it will not fire. Glenn will be down here, I don't know, between 9 and 12. You never know. I give him hell all the time. There's a rear mount battery. Got cut off, got a phone call. There's the relay, rear mount battery. There's a return for the fuel pump with a regulator. So this car is actually in really nice shape. You can figure it out. We done it. It ain't you. Surprisingly, it ain't nothing you done.
That's messed up as hell.
But it took me some thinking, but I'm pretty sure I got to figure it out why it won't run. And what's that little wire right there going to?
What's it doing? What's it doing?
It won't fire. It won't start.
Is it turning
What's
over?
that little green? Yeah. What's the little green wire go to?
I don't know. I'll pull that loom off over here in a minute and see what.
I don't know. I was just curious. I seen it.
I don't know. There's so many wires that you got to run. I can't remember all of them off the top.
This thing is acting like the S10 that the cool harnesses was flipped around. Remember? You cleaned them and flipped them. Mm-hmm. That's what it's acting like. Good news though, it ain't leaking fuel.
So do I need to pull these rails off?
No, I done done it last night.
Oh, you just
Me and Bray.
You just put a washer under here.
Yeah, I put 2 washers on it to space them up. But I did find 2 O-rings, but I mean, that, you know, it's hard to say whether it was like that or... But them, I tell you, those O-rings are high. They're expensive for the O-rings for them injectors. So what do you think, man?
I'll tell you, I know what it ain't.
What?
It ain't that the damn head bolts ain't, ground straps ain't tightened down.
No, it ain't
It
that.
ain't that. I learned my lesson on that one.
I can give you one hint. The S10, the cool pack wires were switched. But you didn't take them off easy, did you?
Mm-hmm.
You took them off?
Yeah, but
They went back on?
I put them back the way they come off.
Well, I think I know the issue here. I just want you to catch it.
I took them off to clean.
Yeah, I know you took them off to clean them, but I can't imagine you making that mistake twice. I'm gonna tell you what, that was a booger to track down.
And I think about that.
Thank God for the internet.
Anytime I take these apart to clean them, I think about that. I mark them, lay them down. I mean, you can switch your coils around. You just don't flip these to the wrong side.
Now you just said it.
Are they on the wrong side?
Well, think about it. Think about what's going on. How do those cool packs mount?
The coil pack's on the wrong side.
Well, it ain't that they're on the wrong side. They're flipped backwards.
Oh, damn it, they are back.
Because if you mount them,
on there, they flip this way.
all right, these are made to mount on the valve covers,
Yeah.
so you would have them flipped. So therefore,
So we
in
need to put
theory,
this side over there and that side over here.
no, need to either rewire these cool packs, because in theory, this cool pack is firing. This should be number 7.
Mm-hmm. Instead of 1.
This should be 5, 3, 1. They're backwards because if you turn them around, they'd be firing right.
Mm-hmm.
So we either got to move these.
And you wouldn't think that would be a big deal, but if they're out of order, that's the only way.
I mean,
that's the only way. Remember, we always make a joke about, well, at least there ain't at least we know it ain't the
firing order.
The distributor's out 180. Yeah. Well, guess what? That's how you get a LS motor out 180.
Yeah, that's exactly how. So that's the issue. So we're gonna have to either flip the plug wires, which ain't long enough, but I got a set over where we could probably make work.
That is crazy.
But this thing,
it's crazy that me or you neither one thought about that as many times as we've done that.
I think the easiest thing would be to pop these and just flip the wires. Spin them wires and plug them back up. Know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I mean, unless you got a better idea.
Cause you ain't got. Well, the only other thing you can do is just run your wires where they need to go.
Yeah, but they
you
won't
ain't
reach.
got the wires long enough for that.
Well, I got it set over there. I mean,
yeah,
we
don't want to do that. What we got there looks too good like it is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't really want a bunch of wires laying around. But that's what's going on with it, I believe.
That's crazy.
I kept looking. I kept relating back to that
I apologize
S10.
for leaving on you yesterday.
Oh, you're all right, buddy. I knew you thought I was going to whoop your ass.
No, I wasn't worried about that.
Oh.
But just so you know, I feel a little better today.
I'm glad Glenn's feeling better. For a little while.
His foot is.
His foot is. He, a bat flew out of the sky and bit him on the foot. He had his feet hanging out the window and the bat bit him.
Because he took off too fast and threw me in the back seat.
Yeah,
Tell me my seat
that's what it
wasn't
was.
down.
I think we got her figured
She's
out.
popping and cracking and trying to do.
It popped one time, and the old lady come out here. She thought I was trying to put another tire on. Remember when I about blowed the damn windows out the house?
Yeah.
With the ether trick?
Yeah.
So she thought I was trying to put a tire on. It scared her. It popped real loud, and it was late. So
neighborhood called the law, thinking it was a drive-by.
Yeah. So I shut her down for the night, and then we changed the O-rings. Me and Bray did. He put his tires on there. That wheel's bent on that BMW.
Is it bent?
Yeah, the one that was on the front. So I'm guessing that's where that noise was coming from. It's bent pretty bad, so we put it on the back. Yeah. It ain't gonna matter burning the back out. So anyways, we got a few things fixed on it. I swear, the more you say that, I think that is exactly what it is. I think it's the power steering pump is too far out. Mm-hmm. And that's causing the belt to run off the front of that.
When you said it was running off the front, I immediately thought of that post. Remember, right after we finished this, he made another post about his bracket.
Yeah.
And he changed his stuff, remember?
So, I don't know, maybe that's it. Hopefully get this
Remember
baby
right
running.
after you got that kit right there, he changed his whole kit.
Oh, did he change it?
Yeah, put new shims. And...
Well, Bray's itching to drive this thing. He worried me so bad. I went down there yesterday and got the tires put on 5 o'clock in the evening. So I told Pee Wee.
Bray's wanting to drive. I ain't even got to drive. I built the damn car.
I told Pee Wee down there, I said, hey man, I got some easy tires for you this time. I said, they ain't no 37s on 24s. Hey, we had a hell of a time swapping them tires out. I had to pull down. He was pulling up. I don't know if it's just because they were so stiff or he said they're low profile, but hell, they ain't that low.
No.
We had a hell of a time changing them things.
Low profile tire.
I
almost much sidewalls.
Well, that's what I thought. But I tell you what, we had a hell of a time. I told him, I said, I'm never again telling you I got an easy tire for you.
Every time you make that comment about anything, we always have problems. Oh, it's an easy job.
Yeah.
3 days later, I'm still beating the kingpins out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an easy job.
Yeah, get this thing dialed in and rip around a little bit. Let Bray, he drove me last night. He done pretty good.
Did he roll under it and see if where the oil was leaking? Or
No, I don't. We'll just put it on the lift probably. Unless we can get this. If we can get this squared up, we ain't really got a reason.
I swear it looks like to me that power steering pump needs shim back.
Yeah. Let me send him a picture of that. I tell y'all what, this guy, what is it? LSE90 or something?
Michael Page.
LE90. Michael Page is his name, and I have never had as much customer service as this guy's got. This guy was diagnosed with leukemia, I believe it was. But I'm telling you, I have messaged him, and I tried not to bother him because he's going through everything. But even being that he's sitting in the hospital messaging me back. I mean, you know, and that sounds like on my part I was, you know, a real rear end. But he said it give him something to do.
He's a BMW guru.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, if you want to put an LS in one of these cars, his kit is just perfect. I mean, bolt in. He makes a bracket to use a stock shifter. You know, I mean, I know Glenn, he put a lot of work in this car, even though it bolted up like a Lego kit, you know. But anyways, I don't want to get in.
You still got to make all the other stuff work.
Yeah. All the other stuff worked, like your stock fan and all that.
Like the AC lines.
Yeah, you do got to build the AC lines. But that guy goes over everything.
Yeah. He's got so many forums. I mean, you got any questions, basically you can go on there on his forums and pages. If you search long enough, you'll find the answer.
Oh, yeah, you'll find it, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
The only question on this car that was never answered for me, and we tried everything that they said, was the starter wire.
Yeah, the starter wire for some reason. But I just seen one on there that a guy's thinking about selling, and he's got a push button hooked up to it. He said he couldn't figure out the starter wire.
So I don't feel too bad.
Yeah, I was like, well,
that's
maybe
the only wire I couldn't figure. And I used the wire they said.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the wire. Maybe it was somewhere in the loom, but I wasn't tearing the whole loom out of this car. German engineer.
Oh, I'm telling you what, the wiring in these things is just, there's really no main fuse panel. It's a bunch of relays and stuff under there.
The bundle of wires for German engineering.
Yeah.
The bundle of wires for American engineering.
Yeah, they're pretty wild. But he's got a CAN bus box that he sells that's supposed to keep everything working. I bought it. Some things like the speedometer will work and the tach will work every now and then. But I got a buddy that's supposed to come look at all that. So
I don't like that ear. I'm gonna cut that ear off.
What is it?
That ear on that shifter sticking down, hitting the
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
that
about.
thing's gonna get hot and melt something in that damn steering shaft.
Yeah, the heat will travel. So we're going to fool around with this thing, see if we can get it fired up, and I'll video the actual first fire up. I didn't want to video us trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with it.
First burnout.
First burnout, always.
Before it leaves the garage.
Before it leaves the garage, we got to smoke the garage out.
Both fans working.
Yeah, both fans.
I stand out by the road like
Glenn knows the drill.
Saying, don't call the fire department.
Yeah. Glenn knows the drill. He opens up the back door and puts the fan back there blowing this way and opens up both garage doors. He knows.
After a while, you don't even get excited anymore. You know what's coming. When he gets in it, you know what's coming. Do your part and get out of the way.
I did smoke him out one time, though. I was in the, what was that, a Delta 88?
No, it was an old Thunderbird.
No, that maroon car.
It was a Thunderbird. Old red two-door Thunderbird. That's the one you got me walking out the door in.
No, it ain't Thunderbird. It was a Delta 88.
No, it was a Thunderbird. The Delta 88's the one the guy gave us the starting instructions for.
That's it. That's the one I burnt out.
That wasn't it.
Hang on now. I got to prove him wrong. I'll video it.
You prove me wrong, because I know.
All right, here we go.
You bought had
Y'all look at his face. Now he's going to have to say, you was right, Daddy. Hang on. I'll be back.
You remember?
You coming out soon? Alright, there's the video. I'm going to post it on here.
He got me. It was the 88.
Wait a minute. What do you say?
You was right.
What?
You was right.
Daddy.
No.
What?
No.
No?
No.
Man.
You've been trying that crap for years. Ain't gonna happen, Captain.
That's pretty good. Alright, story time. Let me tell y'all this story, all right? Hang on. Let me get my phone set up here. There we go. I think. Bear with me. All right. So, I got a Delta 88 from this guy, dude in town. And after he brings it up and drops off, I'm bad about trusting people, right? I have a real bad habit about just trusting people. If you had good business a few times, you think you could trust them. Well, lo and behold, he drops his car off. It sits out here for like 3 or 4 days. So I go out to crank it. This thing will not start. Well, I know the guy drove it up here because I got him on camera when he pulled in. I got cameras all over the house. But he bikes it in and shuts it off and gets it with somebody else and leaves. So I know he drove it up here. So I message him and he's like, you got to crank it for 30 seconds off and on. Pump a gas 4 or 5 times. Bump the starter. Pump it. It was this list of instructions. I wish I still had them because you'd probably die laughing at the list of instructions that start this car up. It was, I said, what? So I do it.
You actually wrote them down for me to go out and try to crank the car?
I couldn't get it to do it, so I sent him to Glenn, and he went out there and tried. Anyways, we fooled with this car for hours trying to get this thing to start. He ends up finding the problem. It was a distributor cap. The cap was messed up.
Now, the pickup in the distributor was
the
bad.
pickup in the distributor.
Remember, I had to pull the distributor out.
So it fires right up.
I rebuilt it and put it back together.
And this is a nice car. I mean, it was a nice car. It was a big old car. I love them.
And it had all the paperwork and everything. It had a brand new engine in it.
It had a new crate engine in it, all the paperwork. So I put this ad on there on Marketplace. It was mint. I'll see if I can find it. I'll post it on here. But it had Snoop Dogg in the picture with some girls and talking about balling and all this. Well, everybody loved the post, but nobody bought the car until like a week later. This guy messages me, and he starts telling me this story that he had one in high school, identical, down to the Rampage cassette player.
Yep.
He said he was starting to think it was the one that he had. But anyways, he bought the car. I met him over Dodge's chicken store over in Roanoke. Daleville. And he says that his buddies don't know that he bought this car. They were getting ready to have like a 20-year reunion.
Dude both had a stroke when he got out and looked at the car.
Yeah, the car was beautiful. Oh. So, but like I say, he says that in high school they called it the tuna wagon. So, anyways, the best story of ever selling a vehicle, in my opinion, he says.
Taking it to the family or school reunion.
Yeah, he was going to go pick his buddies up before the school reunion, and they were going to the reunion, and he had already booked it, but they were all going to Vegas, and none of them knew it. So he was supposed to send me some videos, but he never did. But it was still pretty cool though. But he was, you could tell he was a cool dude. I mean, he liked having a good time.
How many people can say they found the car they drove in high school?
Yeah, especially down to the range. I mean, the interior was the same color. He said everything. Yeah, Glenn's got his high school car, but that's basically because nobody will buy that piece of crap. It's a Mustang too, aka oversized Pinto. It was so bad that
you know my grandma was watching you.
Yeah, it was his grandma's car.
My
I'm
grandma's
still gonna
watching
talk
you.
crap. He was in a bad tornado one time, and he lost his house and everything, but the car was still there. Jesus didn't even want that
you
thing.
Found that freaking post. I have no idea.
There was a meme on there.
I still laugh.
The trailer was tore off the foundation. Their building was going, and there was a Mustang 2 sitting right there, just beautiful as can be. And it said, "The one car that's so ugly, God don't even want it."
Jesus wouldn't even take it. It said.
I give him hell about it. It's a cool little car. It's a Cobra Mustang. I mean, it's probably one of the slower cars Ford ever built, but we could LS swap it, but I don't think he's gonna have it. Hey, give it to his son.
I got it for graduation present in '91. Completely restored it with major upgrades in 2000. And Grandma passed.
It's got a little stroker motor in it, don't it?
Yeah.
Is it automatic?
Yeah. Well, it's originally a 4-speed car.
That's what I was
Grandma
wondering.
bought it, or Granddad bought it for Grandma, and she put 1,500 miles on it and burnt the clutch out of it. He took it back to Ford Motor Company. They took the 4-speed out of it, all the pedals, everything.
You still got them?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Put the
I got a 4-speed there.
Put a C4 in it, and that's the way it was when I got it. So.
Well, you know, really, you could take
It's got an FMX in it now. I put a what they call it, C5.
Yeah. Well, you could really take that 347 out and put like a 4.8 in it and have the same power.
No, I have more power, probably.
Sorry, Ford guys. I got to give them a little help.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.
There you go.